Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah and Robert's Objects of Desire.
A few more precious things to show our chums out there.
So we've just recovered from having our Pfizer injection that put us out for a couple of days.
Brutal.
So we're really glad to be back here with you and we hope you're okay. But we're very confident that it was the right thing for us to do to have our fourth jab. So what's your object of desire today, Mr. Fripp?
I have two objects of...
Bollocks.
I have two objects of desire and they are related. Now, firstly, look. This is my handwritten top line and chords for the Bolero Suite.
Now that had a review once, didn't it?
It was by you. You didn't like any of it.
No, but you had a very funny one in Los Angeles.
I'm sure we did. Had quite a few, little lovey. So look, top line and chords. And here is where John Anderson of Yes came in and guested with us. This was about March 1970. And this is the melody that John sang. Now, as the piece developed, this opened out with Mark Sharrigan, Nick Evans and Keith Tippett and Mel Collins playing brass parts, which were scored in outline on this score sheet. All done by myself in hand. With Crimson, I don't overly score. I do the details.
So that's your top line.
Top line and chords. And this is where parts are worked out and suggested to the other players.
It's in 4/4 time.
It's a bolero, dear.
How the hell did King Crimson do a song in 4/4 time?
Well, we actually did quite a few, little lovey, but what to say?
Look, learn, 4/4 does exist coming from Robert Fripp's brain. Wow!
4/4 in Crimson World doesn't always sound like 4/4. For example, it might sound like 5 plus 5 plus 3 plus 3.
That's why you're so intriguing.
Well, little lovey, I don't know if you noticed the details, but that was the rhythm in our Sunday lunch in 4/4 today.
Okay, well, I am about to work tomorrow with the Orchestra of the Swan, and I've had to visualise 48 pages of score for Little Red Riding Hood. I am a reader, but I'm a dyslexic reader. So I know the form and the travel of the music, but I couldn't play an instrument to it. But I can narrate to it.
Yes.
I know when the phrases are going to be ready
Yes.
for me. So it's really fabulous to see my baby writing all the orchestra lines.
Oh, and look at this oboe theme at the top, which King Crimson didn't play this live until, I believe, 2017, when Bill Rieflin, Mr. Bill, will be playing the mellotron parts, and I was playing the oboe line on guitar. And I remember playing it in Venice in the Phoenix Theatre. And this was, for me, an astonishing moment. Now, King Crimson fans in Italy were more probably switched on to the early King Crimson than the later King Crimson. And the feedback suggested that Italian King Crimson fans were very pleased to hear the Bolero played live, even though my wife really said, what is that song I hated? And I said, yes, it was Bolero, dear.
Forgive me.
Yes.
But I remember that, Peter, because Bill Rieflin conducted you all
Yes.
in Get in Your Car and Drive, which
That's
is
right.
a Humans song Bill, myself and Chris Wong wrote, which is the Humans versus King Crimson, which
That's
hopefully
right.
one day will surface. So I'm just going to move my chair because my object of desire is big and it has a very beautiful history. So you ready for this?
Do you need my hand, lovey? All right, here
There
we
we
go.
go. So this is a John Miller painting. Now what I need to do, Bug, is just move the camera there. Okay, so this has been the cover of a piece of your music, Robert. What was it?
This was a cover of the Soundscapes, Midnight Blue. This was the Soundscapes album that I dedicated to my mother, who had just died.
Now, interestingly, last week I mentioned that we hid at Sancreed House during our honeymoon because we were chased by paparazzi. This is in the westernmost point of Cornwall, and we hid with John Miller and Michael Tedesco.
Michael Truscott.
Thank you. Both Franciscan monks. I did the prayers at services. Now, when John's mother passed, he had a vision of her at the gates of heaven, and this is her at the gates of heaven. Would you agree, Robert?
Yes, John's mother was stunning. I visited her in her what would you say, nursing home, with a couple of other crafties, including Kurt Golden, and we played Eye of the Needle for John's mother, I believe as a 3-piece. And being in the presence of John's mother was a precious moment. Grace was present.
Well, they were all remarkable people. It's
Yes.
a remarkable community down there.
Yes.
They held their own services and everything. So this painting was done in oil. And quite often we've received paintings from John that haven't dried. And the same with Michael Finn, who we collected. Michael's no longer with us, but he made his paintings out of gnawed pieces of posts out of fields and stables, and they were religious-based sculptures and paintings. And we'd often receive these and the oil paint would still be drying. Do you know the name of this painting? Midnight Blue.
This
John
is
Miller.
Midnight Blue.
So there you go. I'm just going to put this safely.
My wife is hurtling back to be with you.
Okay. Midnight Blue. Oh, gosh. That was a lovely trip down memory lane for us.
Which was the title given to the soundscape.
Yes. Well, God bless you all. We're thinking of you. We have a really lovely, lovely Sunday lunch for you tomorrow. We so enjoyed doing it. And we will see you, well, obviously tomorrow for Sunday lunch, but the following week, and 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 the following week. See you soon.
From Robert to Please Be Well.
And Toyah.